Hello, trading is closed on August the 10th, 2021. We always begin with our disclaimer. Let's do that. It's my trading plan for tomorrow, the 11th of August, 2021. Just remember, I can be wrong, and all trades should be at your own risk. Look for the pattern with the early low, which is here, and tomorrow's pattern I expect to see an early low. We said unless we kept up smartly, we had lower targets. We had 44.29.79 and ultimately 44.25.39. Well, the low of the day was 44.30.03, which is 0.24 away from the target, and that's not within the tolerance of the system, even though it came awfully close and there was support there. Now this target's preferred time frame doesn't run out until early tomorrow. So if we hit this early tomorrow, it isn't a failed target because the time frame has not lapsed yet. So that's still a live target, 44.29.79. We also have an ultimate target lower, 44.25.39, but today's pattern said ultimately will surpass today's high. These ultimate targets don't have to print soon, but they usually do. So, absent some kind of a gap of some sort, it wouldn't surprise me if we consolidated a bit more in the area we're in right now. What's not good about the pattern is you've gapped up 3 days and the close is under all these highs, and that could be churning at the top, but we've also closed over all the lows, so it's churning and isn't a reversal yet, although if we did reverse, it would be credible. During the day, MEJT gave the ultimate buy signal, so ultimately we should go over today's high. These drops were said to be false, and this rally false, and they've already all retraced. This was the DeMark sell signal. Usually, if these are going to pay off in grand style, you're going to undercut the TDST bar within 3 trading days. So unless there's a disaster tomorrow and we undercut 42.17.27, which I think is quite unlikely without some kind of major news event, unless that happens, the odds increase we're just going to consolidate here. We might even drop here, but according to DeMark's work, it's unlikely we're going to have a collapse here. Just remember, his stuff hasn't worked as well as it used to, but that's what it says. Well, today's high was 44.45.21. It's awfully close to the target we had last week of 44.45.95. Of course, it's possible that was it. Everything else works. The problem is the count of this last wave up. I really don't have a count I'm completely happy with. This is as close as I could come. The A was okay and the B. Now maybe that's an A and that's a B. And maybe there's one more C, pretty close to the high we saw today. If that's what happens, all the fibs work out fine. But there's no real guarantee that's the right count. If we do have one more leg up, and we're pretty close to the high we hit today, at least I have a count which is compatible with the top in the area we're in. But of course, other counts might work too. I just can't make it count where we are now. I guess you could call this one C. But this ABC, with C equal to A, I don't believe in coincidences, and it's probably part of the same consolidation. If we do tap out, I want to see more of an impulse than this. But again, that's not really a lock. It's just kind of the best guess at this point. So we have targets a bit higher, targets a bit lower. We have churning. Tomorrow's pattern has the early low. Came up with this. Tomorrow's pattern has the early low. It could still gap up. It gapped up each of the past 3 days, but closed today under the high of the opening bar of the first day. It's a negative pattern. Bulls need to clear today's high promptly if they're to invalidate it. We have a new higher ultimate target. Usually it prints fairly soon. It's not a requirement. The number of lower targets should print at some time. Today's high is right where one wave count is this leg up ending. I can't make the count on shorter time frames work unless we have one more leg up, even though it doesn't have to be a large leg. We're at an area of reasonably strong resistance. Until we actually start to reverse, I can't rule out higher prices, even though I think they're unlikely to be much higher unless we gap up smartly. If we gap up smartly tomorrow, which I'm not predicting, that will clear all the resistance we have in this area. So right now, I think we're just churning around. I think it would make a lot more sense to me if we printed the ultimate target, even though I can't say it's required to print at this time. Resistance in this area, but until it starts down, you can't be certain it isn't going to consolidate a bit more or even go a little bit higher. And that's today's call.